Boy, if bruh, I don't know what the hell happened tonight, but technology tried to shut the man about tech down. Would you believe me if I told you this brand new ass 2021 $3,400 MacBook Pro, I tried to update this son bitch to what is it, macOS Monterey 12.2, and the damn thing boot looped. It boot looped. I have never had an Apple computer boot loop on me in my life. I don't understand this stuff, man. I actually had to get on the horn with Apple. I had to call out to the spaceship in Cupertino like, yo, Tim, I need my computer back. This is my workhorse. This is my personal computer and my work computer. I cannot be without my computer, Tim Cook. Luckily, the way Apple does it is weird, because if you go to the Apple support app, you have to schedule a phone call. Luckily, they called me back like 3 minutes after the appointed time. We got on the horn. We figured it out. And I had to reinstall macOS, which is kind of ridiculous. But it's done. We're back. We're updated to 12.2 now. It's weird, but whatever. What's up, people? How y'all doing? Happy Wednesday to you all. Hopefully your Wednesday night is going better than mine. I have my dude, the man about tech. You know what? Damn. I just realized tonight is a apropos night for my man to be on here, because I'm ranting about tech. So who else better to bring up in here than Mr. Trent? The timing of this is amazing. How you doing tonight?
Technology, man. Technology.
Bro, seriously, trying to hold me down, Trent. Trying to hold me down, man.
It happens. You know, I deal with it every day.
It does happen. It does. But again, we're back in the building. We're live. We're good. How's your night going? You doing all right, man?
Oh yeah, I'm doing fine. I took everything down because I was like, oh well, you know, maybe I'll have the mic, maybe I'll have the camera, but right now we're relying on the MacBook. Everything.
Oh Lord, oh my,
everything on that.
Ooh,
but
ooh.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Look, if you got some time when you get off of the stream, I'm telling you, you better go record a video talking about exactly what update you just updated to and what happened and what you did to fix it. That better be your video for tomorrow, because you already know you ain't the only one that updated and had an issue.
Ooh, you know what? You might be on something, my dude. You might be on something. Yo,
with stuff like that, you got to be on top of that stuff.
No doubt. Technically, T is out there. What's up, T? How you doing? I was supposed to have Technically T in here tonight, but I know he's going through some personal things at the house, so I didn't want to bother him. So hopefully everything's okay with you and your family, my dude. Appreciate you dropping in. Thank you very much. Janosi, what's up, man? How you doing, dude? What's going on with you? We got Jeff Hale always in the building. What's up, Jeff? Gwendolyn G. Hey, Gwendolyn, how you doing? What's going on? What's going on? I know on my brand new MacBook Pro, I can't even update, man. What the hell? Terrible. But again, we're squared away. We're updated now, so we're good. Tech King Mike, what's up, my dude? How you doing? Good to see you. We got the Norwegian sensation Elvid. What's going on? How you doing? How you doing? And James Herrera, what's up, James? How you doing? So, besides you accidentally breaking YouTube the other day, you made an actual like new video today. I think it was today or yesterday. I think it was today. And you brought up an interesting point. So let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
So, you know, every year new smartphones come out, and some of these manufacturers, they'll have trade-in deals, right? So usually you could trade in most new smartphones that have been released within the last 2 or 3 years. You could trade them in. But what you observed in your video today is that if you're trying to trade a smartphone into Apple or Samsung, they are not taking the Pixel 6 or 6 Pro. They're not taking it. They're like, no, we don't want it. Don't even do it to you. They're like, don't even play yourself. Don't try to trade this in. We're not having none of it. Now, that's kind of odd to me, because usually they have taken Pixel phones in the past, but as you brought up in your video, maybe it might have something to do with the fact that it's running a Google Tensor chip. I don't know why that would be an issue, but what else could be the hold up for them not taking these phones back?
I don't know, and I'm not going to pretend like I know. It's just like I said.
You made the video.
No. Here's the thing. I don't know why they're doing it. My thing was it was like an awareness type of thing, because a lot of us as content creators, we talk about specs, we talk about screens, we talk about charging speed, but we don't talk about like what a customer may experience. Because as I said in the video, you'll have people that say, well, if you have issues with the phone, go take it back to the store. And it's like, okay, it's not always that simple. Sometimes a person, maybe they got the phone shipped to them, maybe they got to drive far to go to the store. Like there's all these different things that happen, inconveniences of life that we don't talk about. And then let's say someone does keep the phone, right? Oh, I'm going to keep the phone. I'm going to wait for the update. A lot of people were in my comment section and other people that were like, yay, update fixed the phone. Other people, okay, the update didn't fix the phone. So if you have a phone and it's not working right, well, you don't want to keep it. So what are people naturally going to want to do? They're going to want to go trade it in. And most people are kind of used to, if they get to a point they want to go trade a phone in, like a lot of places over the past couple of years, we're just taking phones. And I even thought about this because last year when the S21 Ultra was out, I think it came out like in January. Even I was looking at my iPhone 12. I was like, man, I got a 12. It's 64 gig. I really don't like this thing, but I don't want to sell it to nobody. I don't want to do Craigslist. I don't want to do eBay. I got burned by both. Let me just trade it in. That's just the easiest way to get rid of the phone. I go to Samsung's website. I click on there. Hey, we'll give you, I think it was what, $700 at the time for an iPhone 12. And I'm looking at the trade-in values, and it was like 600 for the mini, 700 if it's a 12, 700 if it's a 12 Pro. Like as far as iPhone is concerned, they didn't care if it was a Pro or a Pro Max. They were taking it. It was a 12, and I'm like, this is still like the current year. And so I've had that experience before, and I'm like, I wonder if other people are going to have that same experience. And if you have a Pixel phone and you're having issues with it, and other people know that you're having issues, like, how are you supposed to get rid of this thing? Like, how are you supposed to, move on past that? And then the other thing that was kind of weird that I mentioned in the video was like this, it seems like it's kind of been going on for a while, because I remember when I was looking up trade-in values, on different sites and T-Mobile and a couple of different places, the last phone that they would let you trade in was like a Pixel 4 XL. So it's like they skipped. They let you do the 4A XL, the 4A 5G. They skipped the 4A. They skipped the 5A. They skipped the 5. No one's saying anything about the Pixel 6 or 6 Pro on Apple's website, Samsung's website, and a couple other websites. But OnePlus, OnePlus on their website, if you go to their trade-in, they're taking the 6 and the 6 Pro. And I'm like, well, I guess that kind of makes sense because they're the direct competitor to Google. But then I start thinking to myself, I'm like, well, I don't know. Let me just bring it up and just see where we go from there. I don't pretend to know anything, but I'm just like, maybe somebody might run into this issue, but I don't know.
I don't know, man. I'm just saying, when I find out that Apple nor Samsung is taking in Pixel 6 and 6 Pro phone for trade-ins anymore, it kind of feels something like this. It's rough out there. Shots fired, y'all. Shots fired. They're not taking these phones back. I don't understand it. Woo.
I think I saw Apple is taking LG phones.
Wait. What? Which LG phone?
Let me go look it up real quick.
Wait. Because the last relevant LG phone that came out, I think it was like the Wing or something like that. Which LG phone they take?
I mean, it's like I said, I don't pretend to know how companies value or what they're going to take in and what they're not going to take in, but I was just like, okay. And then because you know how you do like the whole Samsung pre-order thing? I should have took a screenshot of that list, because Samsung, even though that they were going to pay like $20 for it, Samsung was going to take a Pixel 2. They were going to take a Pixel 2 XL. They were going to take a 3 XL, a 4 XL, but nothing else. I was like, what was, I mean, I'll give them props for still taking the Pixel 2, but I'm like, make it make sense. Make it make sense. I don't.
What? 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 What is it?
I don't know. I'm like,
I don't know either. I don't know. That is weird. I mean, Samsung always got some weird stuff going on. Samsung, the only company that I know of that will let you reserve a phone before the phone's even announced. What is going on with that? But okay, all right, Samsung, whatever.
man, at some point, I think Samsung will let you trade in S Pens. Like, they don't care.
You know, I don't know if I think it was you, but somebody was talking about the things that you could finance here right now in 2022. And crazy thing, T-Mobile actually lets you finance iPhone cases. Like what? Why would anybody?
Bro, okay, so
Why
this is
would
the
anybody want to
funny
finance
part.
an iPhone case?
T-Mobile has a deal. Well, their policy, I don't know if it's everywhere, but it's at the store that I go to. The minimum amount that you can finance has to be $50. So you can go walk into a T-Mobile store, and if you want a case, they'll conveniently have a case that is $50.
Wow.
And if they have a case that's not $50, what they'll do is they'll bundle you. They'll say, "Hey, we'll give you the case and we'll give you the screen protector, and you can just make payments of $7.85 between the two until you pay it off." Now, the total cost of that is probably like $75 or $76, but regular people, you're gonna be able to you can find $5 a month. Like I got $5 in my wallet right now. And so no one's really thinking about that. But it's effective and that's what they do. And that's why I kind of made that video the other day where I was like justifying Samsung. I was like, let me be the defense lawyer for Samsung, whatever, because even though the $1,300 price is a heavy sticker price, I'm like, who's really taking $1,300 out of their pocket right now and handing them to it? It's just like a car. Like no one's going to go buy a
Nobody.
Tesla in cash unless like they're a built Bitcoin millionaire.
Right.
Everybody else, has finance cars and other finance things. And hey, some people finance phones. 0%.
I finance phones, okay? I am not proud to admit that I finance my phones. You damn right I do. But
So I just kind of feel like some people are kind of underrepresented when we talk about stuff, and a lot of stuff we talk about it from like the YouTuber perspective, but
yeah.
we don't talk about it from the customer perspective.
Yeah, and I think I talked about this a year ago about how we as tech creators sometimes we are too much in the minutia of what we're trying to talk about, and we don't understand that there's a lot of average people, or no, I should say non-techies that watch our content, and a lot of times they have no idea what we're talking about when we say LTPO or 120 hertz. They don't know anything about that stuff, so it's up to us to break it down to make it digestible for them. So you're right, sometimes we're way too much in the weeds with that stuff.
Yeah, and the mentality is different because it's for some people, and I'll just break it down like this. For some people, it's okay. I can spend 300 cash and get this phone, right? This phone, like we can talk about cooler points or people bullying other people, whatever. It's a fact of life. You can either spend $300 and get this phone, and it's the okay phone. It's not the popular phone, or you can take your $300 and throw it at this other phone that is the brand new hotness and all that stuff. And nobody outside of anyone else needs to know that you're making payments on it. All you need to do is just walk around. No one cares how I got this.
Nope.
No one. Absolutely no one cares. I got it. If I paid full price for it, woohoo. If I financed it, okay, no one cares. The only time that somebody cares is when I have payments on the phone and I'm begging somebody for money. That's
Right.
the only time that anybody would ever care.
Mm-hmm.
But it's millions of people walking around with these phones that got payments on them and don't care. It's only when it becomes a negative factor in your life, whenever you have payments on something and it's a negative, that's when people are like, oh my God, how dare you? But I mean, Elon Musk could have payments on his phone, but nobody would care unless it affected him in a negative way.
If somebody ever tried to come at you for making payments on your phone, you could just hit them with the rock.
The Rock says, know your role and shut your mouth.
That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do, y'all. Just tell them to know their role and shut their mouth.
Right. Now,
That's it.
it's not all sunshine and rainbows, because I did say that since we do have the easy financing here in the US, I'm not talking about Canada or any other place. In the US, since we do have easy financing and it's so easy for people to get these phones, the the other side of that is that companies now get to charge a little bit more, and I don't like that, but it just comes with the territory, because when you think about it, it's like, yeah, $1,300 phone. Would that phone really be $1,300 if you had to pay $1,300 up front? Maybe it would, maybe it wouldn't, but it damn sure wouldn't sell. I mean, prime example is the Sony phones. The Sony phones, the only way you can get a Sony phone in the US is if you pony up that $1,300.
Mhm.
So naturally, more people are going to go towards the S21 Ultra, because they can get that easier than they can get a Sony phone. I mean, screw the whole, well, it has this feature, that feature, or whatever. No, it's just one phone's $1,300 that you got to pay up front. The other phone's $1,300 that you can literally walk out the store by paying taxes and buying it and an accessory. Sign up for the T-Mobile Max plan. Sign up for the AT&T Blue Light Special, or whatever they call it.
Like, the magenta plan. Yeah.
Oh yeah, magenta.
Yeah. But yeah, financing have made getting phones so much easier here in the US as it relates to carriers. I mean, like the Sony phones aren't even available on carriers to my knowledge. I've never seen a Sony phone in a Verizon store or AT&T or any of them store for that matter. So yeah,
and that's why they're so hard to push.
yeah.
I could go, to be honest, I could start talking about Sony phones tomorrow. I could. And there's going to be people that watch it because they're either enthusiasts or they want to know about it. But how many people are going to be able to go up to T-Mobile, AT&T, or Verizon? Hey, I want that new Sony phone. We don't carry that here. Oh, well, what do I have to do? You got to go online and pay $1,300 for that.
Yo, you walk into a Verizon and ask for a Sony phone, they're gonna be like,
What?
like, what are you talking about? What is that?
Yeah. So that's just, it's just a fact of life. Just like, how the rest of the world doesn't care about iMessage, but everybody here cares about iMessage. You just got to go based off of where you live and reality.
Yep. Speaking of phones, Trenton.
Yeah.
So we finally have an official event date for the Unpacked event for the S22 line of phones. I think it's February 8th or 9th, one of them days, but not too far away. Are you looking forward to these phones at all?
I'm looking forward to seeing what Samsung's going to try and sell us on this year. Because like every year they usually have like a theme, or they have something that they've improved, or something that's supposed to kind of switch everything up. S21 Ultra was nice. Like I had one for about a month, but I just didn't keep it because I'm like, I don't know what I'm really going to do with it besides just mess around on it. Now, I know wireless DeX is still like a thing and some other stuff, but I don't know. For me, them just, if I'm looking at this as a YouTuber, sure, I would love to cover everything about it because views, videos, growth of the channel, fine. But me as the customer, I could see if I was coming from a Note 8 or even a Note 9 that the S21 Ultra would make sense, because that's like a big jump in cameras and screens and all battery life and all that stuff over the past couple of years. But yeah, definitely, if you got an S21 already, not really that exciting. If you're a Note user, you're kind of upset because you're like, you want another Note, but it kind of looks like the Ultra's killing off the Note. So I'm just here for it. I'm not super excited, but I'm not like, oh my God, Samsung sucks either. So
yeah, and that's the weird thing. We're not getting a Galaxy Note line of phones anymore. I think from now on, the Galaxy Note isn't going to be one of the options that you can get with the S line of phones. Like I think Samsung has said in there, or like they displayed in their packaging or their advertising that was leaked, they're merging the S line and the Note line for that top tier phone this year. So that will be interesting to see. I'm definitely looking forward to that Ultra Note, whatever the hell they call it. But I love the Galaxy Note form factor, and I love the fact that they're going back to it at least for one of the models this year. So I am looking forward to seeing that, especially since the S Pen will have its silo again. So no more trying to buy a case for the S Pen and none of that jazz.
yeah,
So That's interesting. Yeah.
That was a good walk back by Samsung because I was like heavily critical of them because you had the note where the pen went inside the phone. It's like it's already working. Like stop, like you
Right.
have something that works that most other people don't have. The only other phone that had a pen inside of it was like some phone that you got at Metro PCS that sucked. And for the life of me, I can't remember the phone, but I know it was terrible. And like that was just like a unique feature about that in the note. Like it made sense. Like the note was its own phone. And then when they tried to take the S Pen and they're like, all right, well, we have a totally separate S Pen, which is easily losable, and you got to put this big, super bulky case on it on top of a already massive phone. It just seemed kind of silly. Like I didn't get it. Like other people I guess liked it, but I didn't. So I don't know. I was a Note user for the Note 2, the Note 3, and then I, after my Note 3 broke, I didn't have enough money to replace it because I was dumb and didn't have insurance. So I think I went to where did I go? I think I went to like LG for a little while. Then I came back for the Note 9, but then I remember me and LB were trolling each other back then, and I told him I returned the Note 9 to get a 10R, and that's when I made that meme online, and we were just going back and forth. But I kind of regret not going back and trying out like the Note 10 or even the Note 20 because it was like once they killed it off, I was like, dang, But I don't know. I want to see the event. I want to see everybody get pissed off at, oh my God, Samsung can't make an event. Why isn't this event like Apple? Everything should be Apple.
I mean, to be honest, I mean, sometimes Samsung's events are dry as paint, but every now and then they do surprise you. They do put on a good event. So we'll see we'll have to see what happens with Samsung.
Yes, yes, Ed. I'm gonna disrespect the LG stylo. The LG style was shit. I mean, in comparison to the Note, okay. If all you could get was a stylo, I get it. It makes sense. I'm not hating on the stylo by itself. I'm saying in comparison to the Note, it was shit.
I mean, damn.
That was legit the only competition that Samsung had. Out of all the things that phone companies copied off of each other, I could have swore someone would have copied that besides LG. And LG didn't even put it in the flagship. They put it in like the most throwaway entry level phone and only sold it at Metro PCS. I don't even think Boost Mobile had those things.
I mean, basically what he's saying is that LG made it basic and basic and basic and B.
Look, LG made the participation trophy of Galaxy Notes.
Oh man, Trenton is going off tonight. Woo! I love it. I love it. Oh boy. So, I mean, was he somebody? Did you get a Mac Mini recently? Might get a Mac Mini.
Yeah, I got a Mac Mini.
You recommend him. How's that treating you?
Oh, I love it. It's funny because you know how like you just had a problem with Apple. I have my problems and issues with Apple of what they it's the little things with them. So originally they had the M1 and they had the MacBook Air, the MacBook Pro, and they had the Mac Mini. I originally skipped the Mac Mini.
Mm-hmm.
I skipped it and I went for the MacBook Air because I'm like, well, the Air, even though it doesn't have a fan, should be able to do everything that the Mac Mini does because it's M1 chip. Should be able to do relatively close to what the the M1 MacBook Pro should do. There were a lot of great reviews about it. Everybody was talking about how powerful the M1 chip is, how much you could do with 8 gigs of RAM, and all that stuff. Recently, just like I told you, I came into a ultra wide screen monitor. And I was like happy. I was stoked, went out, got the monitor, brought it back. And I had a 2015 MacBook Pro that I got from the pawn shop for like really cheap. Had an HDMI port in it. Plugged the cord into the HDMI port. Plugged into an ultra wide monitor. Worked instantly. 2015 MacBook Pro. So I'm like, okay, I don't need two MacBooks. Got rid of the 2015 MacBook Pro. Took my dongle, my necessary dongle that I got to plug into this dumb thing, and plugged it into the computer, plugged it into the monitor. The MacBook Air, no matter what I did, no matter how many updates I did, no matter how many toggles and switches and all that stuff I hit, it would not recognize this ultra wide monitor out of either one of the ports. I tried multiple dongles. I got an Anchor dongle. I got some cheapo dongle. And I still have the same dongle that I've been using for years. Whatever reason, USB-C to HDMI signal would not work. Even got a USB-C to USB-C Thunderbolt 4, cable to HDMI, all that stuff. Plugged it in, still didn't work. I bought a Mac Mini, plugged the Mac Mini in, and the Mac Mini works. I'm like, see, this is the little shit. This is the little shit that Apple does that everybody misses, and you're just like, oh man, this would be just a great thing. And then you're just like, you know how pissed I would have been because I bought a base model MacBook Air. You know how pissed I would have been if I would have bought a maxed out MacBook Air for almost $2,000 and I couldn't connect it to this ultra wide monitor because for whatever reason on the Mac Airs, it wouldn't do it. It wouldn't do it on the Air, but it did it on the cheapest Mac Mini. I'm like, okay, now this is stupid. This is dumb. So I'm like, from now on, I will go with legacy ports all day because HDMI to HDMI works without a hitch. That's where I kind of fight with people on this whole dongle thing because sometimes if you have to take a dongle and connect it to a legacy connector, then certain things will work and some things won't work.
That is wild. That is just crazy wild. The fact that you can get it to work with the 2015 MacBook Pro, but not the newer MacBook Air, but you had to get a Mac Mini and then boom, you're back in the building.
It was because of the port. Because so I watched Everyday Dad's video because he had this monitor and he had it plugged up to the MacBook Pro and it was the new one, like the 2021. I'm like, so it's working on the 2021 model, but it's not working. Wait, I thought M1 was. What am I missing here? What did Apple leave out? And I remember going back to where they were like, oh well, the M1 Air can only drive one monitor. I'm like, okay, it can only drive one monitor, but it should be able to drive this one, but it can't. But the Mac Mini can. So, yeah, it kind of makes me want to really dig deeper into stuff because I'm like, okay, if we're going to tell people to buy base models and do different things, like, I don't know. It makes me want to do more testing.
Yeah, and it's kind of weird because on the new MacBook Pro that I have, this 2021, the HDMI port here is HDMI 2.0. It's not 2.1. So I think your resolution is kind of capped with that if you use that port too. So that's why I was telling you I brought the display cable to USB Type C, and that's how I plug it into my monitor, and I get the full 200. And I think it supports up to 240 hertz or whatever. So yeah, it's interesting. It's very interesting stuff. So, I know this happened a couple of weeks ago, but I have not talked to you about this. I don't think me and you have talked about this at all. So I know you're not. I mean, I know you game, but I don't know if you're like a heavy gamer. But obviously, you are an Xbox person, so clearly, I'm pretty sure you have to have some thoughts about Xbox acquiring Activision Blizzard. Or do you have any thoughts about this?
My thoughts are kind of boring because honestly, I saw all the memes that I laughed to, but I'm just like, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I honestly don't think that they would make Call of Duty an Xbox exclusive because my thing is, if you own something, it would make more sense to own it and still license it out to multiple people and take the money in instead of trying to force people to buy an Xbox for that one particular game. Now, I can see if you already made the game and you developed it and brought it from the ground up like they did with Halo, like it started off that way. But that whole, hey, we bought this and now we're gonna force you to come here. I don't know how well that's gonna really work out
Okay.
because
Couple things.
I don't think it's gonna work out that well.
There's just some recent news about this that came out that Call of Duty will be on the PlayStation for the next 3 years. After that, I'm gonna guess it's probably gone. But for the next 3 years, you are gonna get Call of Duty on PlayStation. I guess that's the contract that Activision has with Sony, so they're gonna honor that. Um, to your point about licensing, it actually doesn't make much sense to have Microsoft license that out to Sony because what they're trying to do is get more people into the Xbox ecosystem. They will make a lot more money getting people into the ecosystem instead of getting licensing fee from Sony. Because if you can get that PlayStation customer into the Xbox ecosystem, then they'll buy Call of Duty and they'll buy a bunch of other stuff on the ecosystem. And ultimately, that will make Microsoft a ton more money than whatever licensing they can get from Sony. So I think that's a very good reason why you buy Activision for $68 billion and make Call of Duty and other properties like that exclusive to force people into the ecosystem so you can then have them explore the ecosystem and end up spending more money than what they normally would.
I mean, I get that. I just I don't know, maybe because I think my view might be skewed because I like Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm.
I don't love it. I used to love it, but I don't love it
Nobody loves it
anymore.
anymore. Nobody loves it.
And honestly, I'll say this might be a very, very skewed opinion, but I don't see, like, what are they going to do with Call of Duty in the next 3 years that either they haven't done or it's just been the same thing. Like I feel like Call of Duty and Madden literally suffer from being the same game every single year with a new skin because like I play Fortnite as well, and I know some people might hate on me for that, but at least the game changes. Like there's different mechanics going on in the game over time. I'm like, okay, I get it, but literally Call of Duty is like it's the same old ABC maps. It's the same old campers. It's the same old people exploiting glitches. I hate the whole lottery system that they do with supply drops and opening up boxes and kids running up their parents' credit cards just so they can get, a chance, not even buy the item, but a chance at getting the item. So it's like miniature gambling. So I don't know, like maybe I'm just being an old person and there's like a bunch of 10-year-olds that are like,
no. Actually, you make very good point because people have been complaining about both Call of Duty and Madden for a year because, as you highlighted, you're playing the same game. You're basically playing a reskin every year. The game doesn't change much year over year. I mean, how could it? It's a year apart. But one of the hopes that now that Microsoft has acquired Activision is that they will spread out the Call of Duty development cycle so they won't make it every year anymore. So that remains to be seen. Like if Microsoft would do that, I mean, that's definitely something that they should consider because we don't need a Call of Duty game every year. We really don't.
They should Grand Theft Auto Call of Duty.
I don't know if I'll take it that far because that's like once every 10 years, Trenton.
No. So when I say Grand Theft Auto, I don't mean like take 10 years to create a game, but what Grand Theft Auto does, and this is probably the most successful thing that they do, is that I want to say it's like 4 months, maybe 4 or 5 months, they add something onto a game, whether it's a mission or some more cars or some more weapons or whatever. They're continuously adding to the game, even though the map is still the same size. You still have new things to purchase, new things to go after. With Call of Duty, you can either focus on KD all day, which is practically pointless after a while because you have to maintain it. You do have zombies, but zombies kind of just gets old after a while. You get different maps, but that's it. It's just a different map. There should be like different objectives, different games, different things that come up. And I know they've had like the whole little creator community where people, make stuff up or whatnot. But it should be a big thing that they're dropping, 2 or 3 times a year to push that game a little bit further. Because the other thing that I kind of hate is if you're a Call of Duty player and you're coming into this late, there's no way for you to easily catch up. Like in Grand Theft Auto, if you came into Grand Theft Auto and you're like 8 years behind everybody else, there is a way for you to catch up and meet with everybody else. There's a lot of people that probably looked at Vanguard and they're just like, you know what? I'm too late. I'm not even go through all this to try and level. They're going to have another game next year anyway. I might as well just start off when the new game comes out. And so, yeah, you can replay it a bunch of times, but only really for about a year. I want to be able to stretch this out, over a couple of years, but not to the level of come out once every 10 years.
Yeah, and Call of Duty does have downloadable content. I mean, they have like season passes where they add the DLC over the period of year and different things like that. But to your point, it's usually just like an additional map or something. It's not like too much that really changes the core of the game per se. So yeah, but like I said earlier, Call of Duty could use a break. We don't need Call of Duty every year. It's the same retread game year over year. And as you all say in the chat, a lot of games are like that. Madden's like that. MLB The Show that goes into that category too. But sport games are kind of different though, because sports have different seasons and you want to keep track of the different seasons and things like that. So sports games, I can understand releasing those year over year. Although I don't know if I would be mad if they like just released one this year and then just release a roster update the next year. I mean, that I'll probably be more doable, but that wouldn't make as much money. But I digress. But sports game, I can understand those coming out year over year. Call of Duty does not need to come out year over year. It's no point. Why? I mean, I know why, because it makes billions of dollars every year, but it's just not needed. So curious to see what Microsoft does with that in the future. But yeah, if they want to slow that cycle down, I will completely understand. And I don't think many people are going to be mad, because I think people are starting to go away from Call of Duty anyway.
Yeah, like, man, I go with Call of Duty. I go all the way back to it was a Call of Duty 4, like Modern Warfare. I was in the Navy when Modern Warfare came out.
Wow.
And I was playing that. What was it? The 360 at the time?
Yep, I think that's what it was. Yep.
Yeah, I was playing that and I was in love with that. Modern Warfare, Black Ops 2, and they had zombies and all that stuff. And even going all the way up to Black Ops 3 was like the last one I was really into. And after that, I just fell off. I was just like, just same old stuff, same old. Oh, hey, 18 million YouTube videos. If you go here and do this glitch, you can get an 18 kill to death ratio. I'm like, oh my god.
Please.
And the other thing, this is my other rant about Call of Duty. They threw away storylines. I remember with Modern Warfare, it was actually a well thought out, realistic storyline. Then I think 2 years ago, I don't know which Call of Duty game I played it was one of those storylines that you could beat in 5 hours. Like Call of Duty did not care. It was like, okay, play through the campaign. Hey, you got your Xbox achievement. All right, now go suck your life away on multiplayer. I'm like, can we do more with the storyline? I don't want to feel like I need to have to play against all these other crazy kids on the internet. I want to play the story mode. Like what's wrong with campaign? They completely, utterly abandoned it. But I don't know. Maybe they were making so much money off of, these supply drops and all this stuff.
Yeah, microtransactions in these video games are not the way. And I know a lot of gamers have been really vocal about their not wanting to see these microtransactions, but these developers depend on them to make money. So I don't know if we're going to see them go away anytime soon. We might see them like tone it down a little bit, but I don't think they're going away because they bring in so much additional revenue for the developers. So unfortunately, I think microtransactions are here to stay for a while. So I guess you got to do what you got to do with that.
Yeah.
Let's see. So what else is going on? What else is going on in Trenton's world? Anything else happening your way?
Well, I think over the past year, I've kind of learned what to do and what not to do with my YouTube channel.
Yeah, do not go public and then private and then public, and don't do that.
Dude, I think I lost it was like 16. I think I'm up to like 22 subs that dropped off because I know they went to their homepage and they're just like, hi. Because I had a couple of people, they texted me, they're like, dude, what did you do? I'm like, I don't know. I don't think you guys want to see it. They're like, look, all I got is notification after notification after notification. Dude, what did you do? I'm like, well, I took a bunch of videos that were private and I made them public. I didn't know y'all was gonna get notifications for that, but I guess that was a good way to find out that 22 people had all notifications on.
22. Oh man.
Hey, I look at it this way. If you're gonna screw up big once and then just move on from it. Don't screw up little every single day and annoy people. Just annoy people once and then just move on from it.
Hey, there's nothing you can do, man. You did it and done, and now you just gotta go on and do what you gotta do. On that note, I think I'm going to direct y'all to my man Easy Computer Solutions. I know he's live streaming right now as he does every Wednesday night. So y'all should go check in, channel out, see what he's on. Trenton, good conversation as always. Appreciate you, my dude.
Yeah, no problem, man.
No doubt, no doubt. Let me see if I can get my stream deck to work proper. No, that's not what I want. There we go. Boom. On that note, I hope y'all have a lovely day. I will catch y'all on Friday night. And be safe, be kind, and take care of yourself. But until the next time, people, this your boy Viper, the man about tech. You know where to find me. So come back for more.